What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 Old World AI only battle. We continue, and it's exciting. It is exciting. We have no idea who's going to win. We are not going to be doing the results in 3 turns, so don't panic. It's not over for your favourite Civ, and I think, again, just to clarify, we still get the comments, and sometimes it's a bit confusing, I know. The results, if we do results like we normally do, it will be 350, or it won't be 350, but 400. Using the info addicts, just because they might not load later on, but I will try and push the game as far as it will go. We usually do 3 strikes and you're out on the crashes. It crashed once, and I don't think that was to do with... That was ages ago, right? That was just something went funny. So it's fine. So don't worry. That's like the system. But yeah, I'll run it as far as I can. Like later on, we might not do full episodes then. I might just show you the end result. We normally throw it into the strategic view as well at that point, because it's just so slow. That's when it's like 5-10 minutes per turn, sort of slow, and then yeah, I just leave it running for the day while I do something else. I pay no attention to it, and I just come back and see what the map looks like, because it's just way too long at that point. But yeah, there is a difference. So results is kind of the last time we look at the info addicts and see who's doing well, and it's normally before we reach the end of the tech tree. It may be too late for that in this one, because obviously Korea's been there for a while, and I think some other civs are slowly joining them. We do have a few more joiners against Portugal, India and Ethiopia. I'm not sure. Ethiopia could be a bit of an annoyance in South America, but I don't think that's a huge disaster. Elsewhere, of course, Ethiopia and Europa still going at it in the Arabian Peninsula. And then, was there something else going on? Not over here. Well, Finland is going back after this city from the Ottomans, so that's a bit of a mess. And then, of course, we have Rome versus Portugal, and it does look like Rome has depleted most of Portugal's navy. They still have a few submarines, but they can't take cities, so I'm imagining Rome should soon be able to get the job done, especially since they have nuclear subs. And Portugal just has submarines, and Rome has nuclear subs as well, so that's a bit of an advantage. Congo's been embargoed, and world religion, Eastern Orthodoxy, failed. We haven't looked at religion for ages. Still, okay, so there's a leader one, which is Ethiopia and Eastern Orthodoxy in 62 cities now, then 44 for Catholicism, and 40 for Zoroastrianism, and again, the split there is mostly Africa, mostly Europe, and then mostly Asia, and I'm guessing, based on Ethiopia's numbers, they might have got into either the New World or like Western Europe a bit more than Walachia's, which is maybe more towards Russia, that sort of way. And then 15, so Babylon's Islam is still fairly popular in and around the Middle East, and then 5 for Japan, Shinto, which will probably just be the island of Japan. Yeah, a few of these cities, and then probably a couple of Japan's other cities around the map, but nothing else. There we go. Portugal is under threat here. Harappa with a ton of trade coming out this way. Is that all the way? Oh, that's from Australia, right? Yeah. There it is. Okay, France finally pulls the trigger. They will probably grab Cornwall of England, Leiria, the city, Leiria. We've got it again. It's Leiria, so it's Leiria, but then I feel like it should be Leiria. I don't know. Leiria doesn't feel. Who knows? But either way, if anyone knows, feel free to confirm that one for us, or I can just make a mess myself. Hopefully, if France just keep it, then we won't have to say it again. Another German settler heading towards a new world, which is looking very, very modern new world, Sometimes you just see a few random cities that have no real impact on the game. But here, they're more developed. France has got huge populations now in some of these cities, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, they will not be doing Portugal any favours. Rome actually pieces out. They got Braga in the peace deal there to end it. Did they get any colonies? Oh, and they got Pharaoh here as well, which the Zulu were trying to take. So that's a bit of a shame. But now everyone who's declared war on Portugal, namely France, will have to fight them by themselves, or with the Zulu and Ethiopia, but without Rome's help. And Rome, they stole this away. I didn't see this. They took Leiria. We'll stick with that. They took this city. That's a huge blow to France, because now France has got to fight a war with Portugal that is just pointless, because that was all that was really... I mean, obviously some of the colonies would be nice for France, and I don't know, maybe they can go for Lisbon, but that was the main one to go for, and you did not want Rome getting this. Anyone but Rome getting this would have been okay for France. Even Korea, like France, just by being local, could have taken it back, but yeah, that's a problem. Anyone but Rome was who they wanted there. I mean, Rome is still actually at war with Russia, probably the biggest war in the world, and that has just not really led to anything. But there we go, bit of a cold war between those two. Finland did retake Arges here as well, so continual fighting over that city in the central part of Eastern Europe as the Zulu enter the information era. They're not doing too much. They have a ton of units just across this. So look at this, just huge amounts flowing over to the New World. I think they may end up grabbing a city here with France's help. One of them's going to get this city here. France actually takes Aveiro as well, so they are starting to grow in South America. France definitely the best civ of the New World civs. I don't want to say best. They probably are the best at settling the New World. I don't want to be unfair. The Zulu have done pretty well, but I wouldn't say them. And India kind of did well over here as well. It's not exactly... It is kind of the same. No one was here at the start, so I think that's a fair comparison. But maybe it's a bit closer than expected for India, but still. France has definitely done the best job overall. So we get a few more. But yeah, I think Goa here should fall. Probably... to France now. I don't know, those Zulu units are pretty low, but you never, I feel like if the Zulu don't do it this turn, then that probably will go to France. But we'll see. Congo with a few more settlers. There's not particularly much space. There's some Caribbean territory that could still be settled on. Ethiopia retakes Damascus again, with most of their rocket artillery now down here to protect it again. But yeah, that sucks for Harappa. Keep an eye on it. Will India... India's kind of moved away. I don't think they're planning to invade anytime soon. They look... I don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of spread out. They're in like neutral mode. Korea is set up much more to defend themselves or go on the offense than they were, but again, don't look like they're going after anyone. It's kind of hard to tell. Everyone's got a lot of units. Like, look at Poland. They now have mobile SAMs, infantry, not quite rocket artillery. That might be a lack of aluminium, but yeah, even Poland's looking pretty good. So yeah, it's a complete mess across the map for this one. And who might win it? Who knows? Who's going to be the best by the end? But it was interesting that Rome pieced out. They didn't really threaten Lisbon at all. Portugal now kind of just looks like a modern Portugal, minus a few tiles at the top. And we'll see. They should lose more territory. Is this the same turn? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's going very slow now. Didn't realise that. It is, yeah. It is creeping along. We started on turn 3, 4, 7. So this is only the second turn of the episode. So it's like 4 minutes per turn plus. Okay, exactly 4 minutes per turn. There you go. That's not great. Ethiopia pieced out. Oh my goodness, that is disgusting. That is... It's not a terrible, like... I don't think it's the worst peace deal. I don't know. Please... Oh, for God's sake. Okay, we're back. No, don't press that button. Don't save first, and even then, we might be out of luck now, but... let's not do that. But that's fine. That doesn't count if one of your 3 strikes. It's fine. That was on me. That was on me. I knew I should have said. As soon as I clicked it, I was like, "What am I doing?" And then it happened. But there we go. No, we ran it back. It didn't auto save because it actually auto saves at sort of 3-5. When it says 3-5-1, it will do the auto save. So I think everything happened the same though. Like the peace deal with Ethiopia and Harappa was the same. France, the Rome one. I think that's all the same. France did just grab Goa hit, and the Ottomans retook this city just now. But yeah, that was, yeah, most of it was the same. Russia finally has some planes, atomic bombs. And they put those straight in the Mediterranean to annoy all the civs next door to them. But yeah, Rome, it looks the same, and they got this city as well. So yeah, all those civs are still at war with Portugal. But we'll see. Portugal is now down to 3 cities, so that's not great. I didn't realise it was that bad, but yeah, they are down to Luanda. Oh, never mind. Zulu, peace out and take Evora. So they're now just down to Luanda and Lisbon. And I'd imagine France may get Luanda, although there's a fair few units here to defend it before this is over. Yeah, maybe France does take them out, which would be interesting, but that's going to take a bit longer. I mean, Lisbon, perfectly fine at the moment, not under attack. But yeah, now we're all at peace again. Maybe I should have kept going. I mean, we're not all at peace. There is one city here just getting absolutely wrecked. It's so weird. Imagine you're Poland, right? You're just peaceful. You haven't been in a war since like turn 50 or something ridiculous, because they're just annoying. And anyway, then you know, some Finland troops march through your land, and they're just into this war zone. There's just constantly, this city just keeps changing hands next to you. And around it, you know, there's Russian, Poland, Ottoman, and Wallachian tiles that haven't seen war since, like, there's not been, like, battles in any of these turns for, like, in any of these tiles for, like, 100, 200, 250 plus turns in these tiles that surround it. And here it's just, like, non-stop at the moment. But there we go. Adds to the excitement. It's all we've got now, so we have to live with it. I mean, Ethiopia pieced out as well. That probably puts a dent on Harappa's top 10 hopes. Probably ends those hopes. Ethiopia, though, that's certainly a big one. Obviously, they gained 2 cities, plenty of resources, access to the Persian Gulf, lots of or control of access to the Persian Gulf, I should say, not complete access. And then they got a 17 pop city as well that completely game ruins Harappa. So yeah, that's good for them. But plenty going on elsewhere. Africa been very peaceful for a long time, apart from Burundi and obviously the Morocco stuff. Genuinely, there's not been wars between the other civs for a long time. So we'll see. Something new probably has to pop up. Like, the only war I know, there's going to be more wars. I know India and Ethiopia declared war on Portugal as well. There's going to be little ones like that going on, and obviously Rome and Russia technically still going at it. But I imagine we have to get someone a border war soon, hopefully. But yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a few turns, and if nothing happens, I'll drop out and come back again when something happens. But hopefully that is not the case. Finland, come on, Finland, do something. I believe in you. I don't feel like the in-game editor would work. It already hates it. Like I've tried before, when you try and make the biggest civs that are left at the end of the game just fight earlier, it doesn't like it. So I'm not sure if it might be too late to step in. And also there's just too many civs for me to be fair. That wouldn't really be fair if I just started playing God. But you never know. Maybe one day. We'll see how it goes. Mali has denounced Korea, Wallachia. I thought that said destroyed for some reason. I just read it completely wrong. No, just destroyed Mongolia. No, denouncement. Wallachia getting brave, playing their part in international politics by denouncing Mongolia. Who now? I don't really know. Mongolia, I feel for them. They can't really do anything. I mean, like, even Finland here would probably... It would just be like a stalemate. I don't think either of them would win. India's starting to stack up a lot of troops around Korea here. But yeah, everyone is now pretty good. Now it is really just a case of production. Which will favour certain civs. We probably won't look again unless we do a proper results to see who has the most, because it would just ruin it. I know the demographics might show who's number one. But as we saw with Rome and Portugal, I think that was just a case of eventually Rome built enough and killed enough Portuguese boats that... And I think the Zulu really helped as well. We underrated help picking off a lot of the Portuguese boats as well. But yeah, eventually they just outbuilt them and won that war. I don't think there was any technological superiority there. They both seemed pretty even. Apart from that, it was just Rome could just keep rebuilding quicker. And that may affect a lot of other wars. I mean, access to resources, of course, you know, nukes will be important, I guess. The Zulu, definitely... They have so much of South America. This must definitely help them out quite a bit for the rest of the game. Byzantium has denounced Harappa. Okay. Go on, Poland. Why do you still have a pikeman? And why is it walking through an active war zone is beyond me. But there we go. Portuguese submarine up there. There's just some random units in random places if you go around the map. I don't get how this city is growing so much quicker than all the other ones. I mean, Harappa, they still have access. Yeah, they still be growing into the sea this direction. It must. Yeah, no. You know what? It must be. They must. I don't think you can choose this. It must just be a an AI thing, but or even not a game thing, not an AI thing. But this city is obviously getting all their tile growth, right? For France, there's so many tiles in every direction that they could grow. Here, I think it must be all channeled that way because they have been one tile away from this mountain like the whole game. They should have got that ages ago. I mean, look how far Ethiopia's come out into the sea here. So it's not like there's a limit of how far away from the cities it will go. This is way further than this. So they must just, you know, even if, and nothing's, they're not growing northwards either. So it, you know, normally it would be forced out into the sea. That's what you get with a lot of them. It's why England, for example, is just forced out this way. I'm trying to think of a good example where they're completely, you know, Mali, right? They couldn't grow inland from a very early point in the game, and their borders have, you know, they've got quite a bit of sea tiles out of that instead. But yeah, it's really weird that Harappa has grown the way they have. Did you just, I'm so confused. It did just look like a bit of yellow popped up here, and I don't remember Russia always having these tiles, not that they can actually reach them. But no, I don't think, oh, maybe it was this citadel. Maybe that was just put there. That might be it. Potentially. Korea now has an XCOM squad in Daegu. They still haven't taken out Japan. Maybe they're thinking about it. Ethiopia with another settler also arriving in North America. India with this must, yeah, definitely the biggest city that's been settled off the original mainland, and potentially top 10 in the world. I mean, maybe not quite, but yeah, top 20. That's impressive that they put this down fairly late in the game and it just rocketed to 25 population. And look, these other three are not bad either. I mean, 6 isn't great, but 11 and 10, so these are good islands. They have a 21 in Northern Australia as well. Zulu at some point, which we completely, or I completely missed, you may have spotted it, just grabbed all of New Zealand, so that's even more score, etc. for them, as Mongolia and Poland now reach a peace agreement. Don't think any cities changed hands there. And after this turn, which should be like a few seconds, if nothing has happened, I'm going to skip a few turns ahead and make this a heavy editing episode where I have to piece together 3 parts, because yeah, I don't think there's too much going on right now. I think France, they're doing some damage here, but it's not worth us just sitting there waiting for it to happen. Here there's a lot of submarines. We'll wait for the next, you know, head-to-head war to break out to come back, because, like, yeah, France, I mean, France maybe will take Lisbon, and it's not worth us just sitting here for like 20 turns for 3 episodes waiting for that to happen if nothing else happens. And yeah, we did a 30-turn break before and like nothing happened, and then we got a load of crazy stuff, so sometimes you just gotta ride it out. I don't want to make people sit and wait for some not so interesting stuff. And at the same time, I know when I've tried like doing purely just highlights, people didn't really like that. So we'll go ahead, I'll come back. There's still like 8 minutes of this video left, so I'll come back as soon as that happens. So I'll see you in a second. 1 hour later. I know it took, was it an hour? I think some of it I was doing the manual next turn, so it probably wasn't fully an hour. That was, some of it was my fault, but about an hour later, we have got some wars. Now, as predicted, Portugal fell, and like I said, it's been an hour, so it wasn't worth, you know, 2.5 episodes. But yeah, France got it done, so Portugal been eliminated. Outside of that, there's been some peace deals, some non-important wars. Babylon v Russia, I don't know. I don't know, maybe Russia would have taken this if this hadn't have happened and I didn't come back, but yeah, this is big, kind of. Poland versus the Ottomans. They will have open borders to get through, but Nubia as well, and they do have a direct border and one heck of an air force, so this is going to be pretty interesting. And it is 3 civs who I've wanted to see do something for the longest time, so this is good news. It is something. It is life in a game. We're at turn 370 now. I think we were at like 350 something when I went away. So yeah, it is getting pretty slow. Everyone rebuilds. Like when there isn't constant war, it is a problem, because Rome is now just like full of units. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. But as I said, Lisbon did fall, and so did Luanda here. So now there's no more Portugal at all anywhere on the map, unless I'm making a mistake, but I'm pretty sure there's not. Also, some new cities in Hawaii I did not know about. India have joined Ethiopia here. If someone was here already, either way. Korea have definitely been here a while, I guess. A lot of they've got a 13 pop city here, which is bigger than Tokyo, so that's grown very quickly. But there we go, Korea doing a good job. Harappa, do you? No. I'm wondering, has anyone like put a nuke in the new world yet, just to assert their dominance? But that is not the case just yet. Anything else going on? No. Okay, so we'll focus on this war, see how it goes. But yeah, the game is running at a snail's pace, so it may be, I don't know, we'll probably try and eke it to 400, and then I'll just have to do it in the background, I think, because it's painful. I can't mumble that much, and I'm sure you'd appreciate me not trying to mumble and sort of, you know, waffle my way through that much content where not much is going on. I'm sure you'd appreciate if we got ahead, and of course a new series is always exciting at the end of the line as well. Not that this hasn't been amazing, but it's just from a practical standpoint it's going to get really slow, so we may have to start skipping time periods until it just dies, which is how all these games go, sadly. But not it. I'm trying to make it sound better than it is, but I can't help it, you know. I can't, it happens. I mean, my PC is fairly good and it still just is being tortured at this point in time, I think. I don't know, actually. It's not making any weird noises. I think it's just natural. I think the limitation is the CPU on this. Obviously it's not the graphics, because this isn't exactly amazing graphics. But yeah, I think there's just limitations to the CPU. I don't know what one I have. It's okay. Better than the one I had 2 years ago, but there's still a limit. It's also hella dusty. I can see right now it is full of dust, so that doesn't help. Downside to a clear case. My old one did not have any clear stuff on the side, so I cannot imagine. And I had that for 5 or 6 years before I upgraded, so that could easily be way worse. Whereas this one I've only had for 2 years now, and yeah, that is I have to figure out how to clean it. I'm way too nervous to touch anything on the inside. That's the problem. Just break everything. But yeah, so far not much. As you can see in this war, there's not even really been a turn of the war. Nubia's already moved some of their air force away, or has it died? Oh no, it's moved over here to Greece. But again, I don't think they'll use a nuke just because of proximity. They would probably have to invade Russia or Wallachia if they were to do so. Wallachia maybe isn't the worst case scenario, but Poland will try and come through in the north, and I guess, yeah, it's just about how much pressure can they put on the Ottomans. Will Russia join in? It could get interesting. And obviously, if this is Poland's first action. It's weird because we've had so many breaks in this episode now. It was in this episode earlier on, just a few minutes ago, that I was being kind of mean to Poland for not doing anything. So obviously they heard it and then made me suffer for about an hour, and then decided to act on that. But they got there in the end, which is good, I guess. We're here now. We got what we wanted. That's what we were waiting for. Japan's turn. Oh, Germany put down that settler. Essen is now here. Let's just go check. There might be some new cities out there. Ottomans here. Babylon. Oh, Babylon and Harappa are at war, so that city might fall. Korea have a couple of settlers now in North America. France is looking really strong out here in the Caribbean. Ethiopia's got a bit bigger in Mexico. I think the rest of South America is as it was. India has added 2 more cities into the Indonesia region. And another settler on its way. Germany is stacked as well. Like, everyone is just stacked with Germany has nukes. Oh my goodness, yeah, everyone is just stacked right now. I think England may be a bit behind still. Yeah, they do not have nukes. They have settled in Ireland though. Took them long enough. It was like one of the last bits of land left. I think they had some of it already, but they've just put a city in the land they already had, but still. I would love to know who's doing well, but I'm not brave enough to open the info addicts. What I'll do is next time I reopen the game, if we do it straight away, that's when it will work fine. So we'll have a look then. So I'll try and get it to open, and then it's before the episode starts as well. So if it's open, it's open. That's probably the safest way to do it. I reckon it'll open. You know, if I open it right at the start and I just stare into a corner somewhere and don't let everything load beforehand, don't mess things up, we could probably get it open one last time. Another Indian city here as well, actually, in Australia. But I feel like it's going to be really close, particularly because Korea's advantage from technology has kind of disintegrated. Obviously, they have giant death robots and XCOM squads, but I think, and nuclear missiles. I believe that is it. And with the missile and a modern armor, I think that's all they have that no one else has. I'm guessing there might be some missile cruisers. I don't see. Oh, there's one. Not many though. But yeah, that's about it. But even those units, like, I think it's more of a case that most civs will have just maxed out their uranium on atomic bombs and then can't build nuclear missiles. Korea went straight to nuclear missiles because they never really needed an atomic bomb. And I don't know if they ever got those nuclear missiles home. I don't know where on the map they are. They were trapped in the North Atlantic previously. There's still a nuclear sub up there. There it is. It's actually, there's fighters on that carrier. That one's a little close to mine for my liking, but it's leaving me alone. I don't know where the other one is, but as you can see, like, I've come back with this war going on, and Rome had added a new city here as well. Yeah, I came back for this Ottoman war, and you know, even in the sort of 8 minutes I've been back, nothing particular has happened. So I think highlights is probably the way to go. Obviously, it's your channel too, in some ways. You're the audience. Obviously, yeah, leave a comment. But I think it is the point where we probably have to consider going to highlights for Wednesday's episode, because it's just like, yeah, I've come back and like, it's cool to have a war going on, but nothing is going on. So maybe if I come back and do 25 every 25 or 50 turns, try and get it to 500, and then by the end of this, sort of wrap it up for New Year. And then that sounds crazy to say, wrap up for the end of the year, and we can start a new one for the new year or something like that. And obviously I'll be doing I've got the Let's Play that we'll be finishing up as well. But yeah, we'll go straight into another Civ 5 AI game. I don't know what it will be yet, so I'm sure I'll let you know what the plan is sooner, but I don't know what it will be yet. And then the other one was that Stealth Fighter? A jet fighter. You finally got stuff. I think jet fighters require aluminium, not oil, right? So that's why Russia finally able to build some planes. But yeah, that's what we'll do once this turn is over. We'll go to highlights, so I'll come back next episode at like turn 400, and then maybe do 425 as well in the same episode, and then maybe do the same to 500 or something, and then it's over by the weekend. I mean, unless the thing is, even if something really crazy happens, like it's too slow now. I think it's not really. I mean, we're averaging, like, this turn isn't finished yet, and we're already averaging over 3 minutes and 20 seconds per turn. We've done 3 turns. This might be turn 4 actually, but it's multiple minutes for, yeah, not particularly great action at the moment. No offense to the Ottomans, Poland or Nubia. It's an important war, and I think it will be really interesting once one side starts to win. Again, as I said earlier in this episode, it is kind of going to be a production race in a lot of these wars. I think, you know, eventually the Ottomans will run out of units relative to Poland and Nubia combined, and will just crumble, as we saw with Portugal. That is an interesting one that does not matter at all. No way Germany or Mali reach this. Finland, I think, are still at war with the Ottomans, but now they're pretty safe because obviously Poland's troops will just be in the way. But yeah, this turn is going on. I tried to end the episode 2 minutes ago when it was still Korea's turn, and it's still ongoing. So I think that answers my point, that even if something really exciting is to happen, it's just too slow, I'm afraid, to sit there and have me commentate over it in a good way. Like, I don't want to. I'm not that good at commentating. Like, it's not. I'm barely good when there's loads of stuff. I've just clicked off the monitor, so we've got to go back again. But okay, but yeah, that will be it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this. As I said, the plan then will be something along the lines of I'll come back at turn 400. If nothing super crazy has happened, maybe we'll go longer, and then just, yeah, try and do maybe 1 or 2 episodes, one look at the info addicts, and then wrap it up. But yeah, it's been an amazing series, but it's just too slow to continue doing regular episodes. Like this 25-minute episode has taken me nearly 2 hours to record, which I don't want to sound like, I don't know, selfish or whatever the word is. You know, I'm not like a I don't know. I'm paid a tiny bit, but not a lot. You know, I don't know how to. It's not like a job or anything. You know, this is a hobby. YouTube, as most of you all know. I have other things. I can't be sitting here. I could do it today because it's Christmas and I'm off. But you know, in a month's time, I won't be able to do this. So yeah, I don't want to set a precedent of me recording like 2 hours for every episode. When I'm back to work and stuff, that's not possible at all. So yeah, thank you for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. I'll be back with a time jump episode where hopefully some crazy stuff has happened. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.